Hello everyone, welcome to the finals week now of Osumania 7 Key World Cup 2023, and we are kicking off this week with one match that I'm sure a lot of us are very, very excited. This has been something that a lot of people, myself included, have been looking forward to since the very start of the tournament, seeing these rosters in. It's going to be South Korea versus the Philippines, seed number 1 versus seed number 2. And I think there's actually some chances either way for both of these teams, despite South Korea being, of course, the favorites coming in every year, essentially, to the 7 Key World Cup. This Philippines roster is absolutely terrifying.
Well, it's quite something to note of because these two teams have quite the history as well. I mean, everyone remember that grand finals from 2019 and obviously that legendary semifinals match from last year's 7K Mania World Cup. And obviously this is one round further than last year's matchup. And it doesn't mean though that yes, this is a relatively harder pool compared to that recent pool. I think there is quite something in this. There's quite something in this matchup that may signs point to like a very, very spicy encounter. Well, anyways, let's introduce ourselves first. This is Sergio85 and Potassium F in the commentary booth. How are we doing?
I'm doing really well, of course. Very excited for this one. As you said, these teams faced each other last year, and that went all the way to tiebreaker in the semifinals. Philippines very close to being able to send South Korea down into the losers bracket for the first time in years, really, in the 7 Key World Cup. And we're already getting the roles in. Actually, something that I think we should probably note is that I believe Boji is not going to be playing for the Philippines in this match because of an injury.
That is the news that we've received over the past few 24 or 48 hours if I'm counting my time correctly. So we do see Boji participating in the proceedings with doing the roles and getting a 97. So I guess that counts.
Yeah, the captain duty's coming in here. Rolling 97 is actually really high. I don't think the Korean players have rolled just yet, but on the bright side though, for Philippines, I do think they are, basically like one of the only teams in this tournament that really have like those all 4 players being exceptionally strong. So even though it is a little bit of a hit towards Philippines' Rice ability without Boji, I think overall their team is still absolutely terrifyingly strong. And we see here South Korea banning an LN map, LN2, the coordination pick, and Philippines banning Rice 1. I think that's a pretty good ban, all things considered, given how South Korea's been performing on those speed picks.
Yeah, it's basically straightforward bans from both of these teams. South Korea should be aware of how strong Philippines' LN coordination game has been over the past few weekends, and it's kind of unlike the Philippines really to be strong on that front. Like you would expect the Philippines be the ones who are destroying like the more straightforward LN. So it's kind of nice to see an improvement really from the Philippines side. Meanwhile, the Philippines banning the speed pick, which is again super straightforward. You already mentioned how strong the Koreans are in their like super dense fast rice.
Yeah, absolutely. South Korea has definitely been putting up some really strong performances, I guess, over the entire pool, really. But I would looking at the scores in relative to other teams, definitely the Rice pool I feel like is South Korea's strongest compared to other things. Of course, beating their LNs also not something that very many teams is able to do.
Yeah, and like the Philippines is just right behind, or if not ahead. Like these two are possibly like the most evenly matched teams in this entire roster, and it's just so good to see them fight this late into the tournament, like a very advanced stage already. As we are going to be seeing the first pick, which is Virtual to Live, and the longest LN pick in this pool, and basically the easiest as well for some people. So accuracy is definitely going to be a factor here in this pick. And also, we're going to be finally seeing Barry play a map in this World Cup.
Is this actually the first time Berry has played outside the qualifiers?
Yup.
Oh, okay, yeah, in the bracket stage at least. Yeah, we haven't seen Berry so far, so this is the new player for the Philippines roster compared to last year, and definitely one that is extremely strong. So now that we're in, you know, the finals map pool, these are starting to get harder. And despite that, though, I think all players that we'll see in this lobby, they scale extremely well. So I don't think anyone in either of these teams has really hit their maximum yet.
Now, also on the Korean side, we will have basically the usual duo as we've had over the past. I mean, ever since last year, Dresser and YZ being a super strong pair. Overall, basically, some people would expect this pairing be on the Rice end of the pool, but like again, we keep on mentioning these two. The Korean teams' LNs are not something to scoff at all.
Yeah, I mean, South Korea is still getting like number ones in the team leaderboards for LN maps as well in past weeks. So that's not to say that they're weak in any form whatsoever at these picks. So this could definitely go either way. It is the Philippines' first pick, so one that you would expect them to be a little bit more comfortable on compared to some of the others.
Now, on the other end of the spectrum, we have Korra and Berry obviously playing this pick, and they do have like the initial accuracy advantage. Berry carrying the mirror mod, which you'll be seeing this entire match. Berry is that kind of player who basically plays the entire pool with mirror. And like a dynamic that you'll be seeing also is that Korra might be the one who's going to be carrying most of the accuracy load in this match, and Berry will be the one carrying most of the combo workload, similar to how Liang and Turks did things last year for China. But that really depends, because this is the first time we're going to be seeing Berry as well in a World Cup, because if I remember correctly, Berry wasn't exactly like in the best form during last year or during the last year's World Cup.
But now these accuracies, although it started off pretty well for the Philippines players have dropped in accuracy just a little bit. And South Korea is staying at this 99.4 for both players. It's still flickering back and forth just in the score here, and all four players still on the full combo. We're past a quarter in already.
Yeah, we are going to be expecting quite a close matchup here. And like here, South Korea already kind of showing some glimpse of that better accuracy, as you mentioned, and they'll be carrying forward with that momentum throughout this entire chart, because this chart is one of the easier ones in the pool. So you're going to be expecting them just to perform very well. And like just look at the average. Like
look at this score.
Look at how consistent.
This is surely like 100, 200 points difference, but YZ actually drops some accuracy down with these short LNs right here, dropping down to 99.2. That's pretty big considering the accuracies that everyone else is holding.
But yeah, like as we've noted though, because like any mistakes being committed here is going to be a very massive drop as well. So Korea is within that striking distance pretty much. And we're going to be expecting YZ to be able to get that accuracy back up as soon as they could.
Yeah, absolutely. And even with this small lead for Philippines right now, it's so small, and YZ actually finding the first miss.
And that's kind of unfortunate. Team Philippines will be able to get a bit more of that breathing room that they really needed in this pick. Though I do notice that Korra did drop a few 200s, but it's a pretty clean drop, only one pretty much. So they basically maintain the best accuracy in this entire lobby. Berry just getting the same accuracy pretty much as Dresser as well.
Yeah, Dresser did actually drop down a little bit. Was holding above Berry before, but now Berry is actually holding a little bit above Dresser. And of course, Kura has been maintaining this top accuracy of the lobby.
YZ getting yet another drop. Kind of unfortunate there, but it's really what you get for pools this kind of dense already. And this is considering that this is still a finals pool. There is still something in the grand finals pool at some point. Berry getting the first drop in the Philippines side, but the accuracy lead overall from the Philippines is kind of making the difference between between these two teams, but this start is far from ending.
Yeah, Berry with 2 misses, but very quick in succession. It's still the combo lead in favor of the Philippines since YZ did miss twice. And the accuracy lead all put up by Kura right now. YZ and Berry trading misses here, but we're approaching the very end of the map now. And this lead is looking fairly solid. It's not going towards South Korea whatsoever. YZ finding another miss. Dresser breaking the full combo now.
The Philippines carrying forward to get their first point immediately on the board, and that is quite a dream start for Team Philippines already, considering that this match is definitely going to be quite the lengthy one, as it looks like, and Dresser getting yet another drop before the ending.
And my god, this is a flex. Wow. This is a flex from Kura. That's a statement opening map right here from the Philippines. Kura getting that's almost 980k on a 4-minute long LN finals pick.
Oh wow. Oh wow. If this is anything, this is just going to be a teaser of what's to come in over the next hour or so of Osimania.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all this accuracy right here. We can see the 200 counts between the teams. That definitely looks like Philippines are looking quite good on these LN picks, but now this is when we're going to see whether or not South Korea can pull off this back and forth. They have to go for a Rice pick, you would assume, and it's going to be Rice 7.
And they're immediately going for what is essentially one of the wackier Rice picks. And obviously similar to Virtual to Live, that was the longest LN pick in this pool. This is the longest Rice pick in this pool. So again, this is relatively easier compared to the rest of the Rice pool. And like I'm pretty sure the reason why they're basically just picking the longest ones out of the way, because like obviously there are no more warm-ups, so might as well get us out of the way. Though again, you cannot really consider this as warm-up because this is already in a competitive setting.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when we're seeing scores like we just saw before. Every single miss counting as much as they do with maps that are this hard is just brutal.
And now we're going to be seeing more of the South Korean accuracy in the Rice department, which is going to be quite a dynamic we'll be seeing throughout the rest of the match, as Berry getting the first drop from the Philippines side quite early on though, so it might not matter in the long term, but that really depends on how South Korea performs over the rest of this map.
My god, what a start from YZ. What is that accuracy at the first 500 notes of the map here? Still holding the top, and this is going to be South Korea off to a very good start here in this map. Berry's still catching up the accuracy to match Kura just in a second.
Dresser kind of dropping to below 99.4, but it's still a super high accuracy. Still both Koreans carrying full combos.
Now actually this ACK lead is starting to shrink quite a lot. Dressurf and Berry both tying in accuracy. YZ and a little bit above Kura, but Berry misses a couple times again.
Why the uncharacteristic misses there from Berry on this pick?
These accuracies are staying very close. Kura's now actually the top accuracy in the lobby. Oh, finding a miss.
That is not something you really want, because both Koreas are still carrying full combos. And again, this is what we have been mentioning. There is going to be quite a dichotomy in this match. We're going to be seeing mostly LNs really from the Philippine side and Rice being taken advantage on South Korea's end, and Berry getting yet another 2 consecutive drops. Kura as well following that up. Meanwhile, South Korea carrying basically 2 full combos.
Yeah, and it's only halfway through the map, and the accuracies are really close. But with this many misses, it really does feel like it's not really going to have much of a chance for Philippines to come back already, even though we're only halfway through. This is 2 full combos still. 99.47 is the lowest accuracy out of those 2. And, I mean, you can't really do much. Philippines are just going to have to hope that South Korea finds a complete collapse in the second half of this map.
Well, the final quarter of this chart does definitely pick up a bit on the density. So if there's anything, though, the Philippines needs to maintain their combos on that denser part in this start as well, while hoping that South Korea kind of gets a few mistakes. Barry getting yet another drop that is not what they need. Why is he a dresser just doing just destroying the start?
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? Like, what is this? Their Dresser has increased the accuracy now. Although finds a couple 200s there, that's not really what matters right now, though. This is just kind of domination over a pick like this.
We're already recovering to that mid 99.4 from that miss earlier, but like as you mentioned, what can you do?
There's really not much that can be done. This lead, it's already over in favor of South Korea right here. They are going to very comfortably take their own point, but I mean, all that's left to really do is see what are these scores. And oh no!
Oh.
The double FC was not meant to be, but oh my god, this team score, what is that? 980, above 980k average for both of the South Korean players is, I mean, most teams would not be able to beat that on the round of 16 pool, let alone finals pool.
Well, this is what you get whenever we have extraterrestrials being shown here on this match. And same goes for the background as well.
Yeah, and Philippines, we can see the accuracy in the Philippines. That is not far behind whatsoever. The 200 counts almost identical to South Korea, but the misses, I mean, that's really what did everything. Almost 2 full combos, and there's not really much you can do there. That's 1-1 now. Both teams winning their own picks right out the gates, and now Philippines, they're going to get another one. You would have to think, you know, the LN's still up. We've still got 3 more of those picks.
And they're going to be going for LN1, which is the primary release pick of this pool. Actually, quite a good pick from the Philippine side. Again, going for the more unconventional, try to induce mistakes from your opponent kinds of picks.
Yeah, we see a funny star rating on this one, 9.5. Sounds kind of ridiculously high for an LN release pick, but that's how it goes sometimes when you have the wacky timings.
Yeah, if I think we have to take note, like the release pick from the semi-finals pool, I think was just below 5 stars, and now here we are, we just doubled that star rating.
A little bit more, yeah, a little bit more. So this is going to be one that, of course, is going to be extremely hard to maintain any kind of accuracy on.
Well, if I guess maybe a surprising thing to make note here is that both of these teams will be carrying basically the same duo still. Like, some people would have expected probably Arona to step in for Philippines at least. Though, again, like, overall, like, just mechanically, you kind of want to stay safe with, like, two, and same goes to the South Korean side. You might as well stay with, like, two of your strongest players in the entire team, because like this is a Titan versus Titan battle pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. And Barry has been performing really well so far. So it makes sense to keep the same team. Maybe we will see Arona switching in at some point during the match. But for now, it is going to be the same 4, as you said.
And time to see whether these teams are able to maintain their form in the super wacky chart. And Dresser immediately getting a very early drop, but again, this is one of the longer LN picks as well, so those early misses won't really count for that much. But Dresser, okay.
I mean,
yeah.
If there's that many misses, then now that is pretty significant, as well as the accuracy drops that come with those as well. Down at the low 98s is Dresser. So this is going to be very decent early lead for the Philippines here.
Now it's the job for the Philippines is basically maintaining those combos now, pretty much. And just expect that the South Korean players are going to be able to recover that form immediately, as what they have been showing pretty much whenever they commit mistakes. YZ getting two consecutive drops. Dresser also following that up. So basically no full combos left in the Korean side. So now we're already seeing the splitting image of the previous pick.
Yeah, this feels exactly like how the past pick just went, but reverse sides. Now Philippines is the one with the 2 full combos. The accuracies do feel very similar between the two teams. If you subtract the misses from Dressurf's accuracy, I think that becomes like around a 99%, just like, you know, Kura and Berry. But with these misses coming in, another one again from Dressurf.
Not really something you want to see for on a match that's super vital. But again, like at least for the more dominant picks, you are aware that the match has practically just started, and these early drops, as Berry did drop some LN right there, so only Kura with the only full combo left. But back to what I've been saying. Again, this is still super early in the match. Like, you know that there's still quite a lot of picks remaining, so you basically just need to keep your head down and straight and keep looking ahead as Kura and Dresser trade misses, so no more full combos. YZ having quite a substantial combo already at the 3,000 mark, but the Philippines still has quite the advantage.
Yeah, definitely. In terms of number of misses, Philippines is still way in the lead right now. They also have a little bit of an accuracy lead as well. Berry finding another drop, but the lead is not going to be touched too much unless we're finding a lot of misses from the Philippines side. Actually, Berry misses a couple more times. This could get fairly close, but they are traded from Dressurf, and this is towards the end of the map, coming up very soon as well.
These reverting stairs to that stair transition kind of tripping up some of these players. Kura and YZ still maintaining their... Never mind. Kura, the only one maintaining quite a substantial combo going into the end of this chart.
And the score lead's actually getting quite close. Berry's found quite a lot of misses in the past quarter of the map. A little bit of an accuracy drop, but it doesn't matter in the end of the day. That is going to be Philippines managing to secure their win.
That's kind of cutting it quite close, though, despite being dominant for basically the entirety of the chart.
Yeah, definitely can't let up at all. Even when you find yourself in a bit of a lead, South Korea have the potential to bring it right back. But Philippines doing just enough here. 2-1. Every team winning their own picks, and now it's back to South Korea. Back to another Rise pick, you'd have to imagine.
Yeah, we are going to be... I probably expect one of the chord streamy picks coming for South Korea, especially Sentimental Surge, if they want to go to that direction. Maybe even Freedom Dive, really. Like, just get like more of the straightforward stuff out of the way, really. Like, basically go for the safer strategies. Though I would be admire the bravery if they're ever going to touch, like, let's say Unconquered, or maybe even Cross Soul, or basically, God forbid, the technical pick, Lentak. I'm kidding.
Yeah, tech is definitely something I would expect to kind of be avoided somewhat. Not usually one that teams would opt to pick right out the gates in a match.
Anyways, while we're waiting for the next pick, we do have to mention that the OSU Mania 7K World Cup team support banners are up on the OSU store. If you want to support these teams playing in this World Cup and want some profile decorations, feel free to purchase them.
Yeah, not a better time than right now, when these teams in a very close head-to-head right now, at least so far in the match. It's going to be... Oh, okay, never mind. It is going to be the tech map here. I'm kidding.
Pretty unconventional strategy here, as though, again, this is finals. You kind of want to start experimenting with your picking strategy. Just going out, I think, basically just trying to clear out some issues probably that shown during the previous pick. And you really want those issues out of the way, because this pick is not friendly at all.
And it's also really, really short. 1 minute and 47 seconds. That means that every miss that might happen is going to mean way more than the picks that we've seen so far.
Now, I do think we'll be seeing this pick shortly. Now, not funny, more like something that we have to take note. Like, let's say this goes what what essentially is going to be the expected scenario here. This will be practically a 2-2 after this pick, unless something happens. It's like we're going to be starting to see some of the pool really basically start to narrow for both of these teams. Really, like you eventually some team will eventually have to break down somewhere.
Yeah, the safe picks definitely start running out very quickly here, but we'll see how this one ends up going. This one very volatile, being a tech pick and a short one at that.
And quite a surprising start here. Team Philippines actually getting the better start of between these two teams. But as we are going to mention, South Korea should be able to recover that accuracy at the start immediately, as we're seeing some glimpses of that.
Yeah, this ACK is very close between the two teams. It's looking like South Korea is starting to pull ahead a little bit. But with 4 full combos still on the board, anything is really possible at this point.
We have to mention that Kura and Berry do seem like they are maintaining quite similar accuracies here. Actually, there is some gap, though. Dresser really that 99.6. Although YZ kind of getting a drop here might give the Philippines some chances to narrow that lead and maybe pull it to their end. Though Kura trades.
Yeah, and this is going to keep South Korea in the lead. This accuracy lead from South Korea is actually really, really strong. They've built their accuracy up both to 99.5%. Philippines both at 99.3, so this is definitely advantage South Korea, but still only 1 or 2 misses I think could be enough for Philippines to bring this back. But we are already in the last quarter of the map, and Kura and Berry both find.
Yeah, this second half is the final quarter basically is super brutal. It's super easy to get these mistakes, and you also see YZ also dropping. That's the only full combo left in this pick, and I do presume that they'll be able to maintain this until the end.
Yeah, very end of the map here, and there's going to be the FC from Dressurf. Couple misses for YZ, and that's going to be it. That is going to be South Korea securing a second point, 2-2 now. 4 points in a row, winning, won by the expected teams, the teams that picked them.
And now let's see what remains in the pool. I mean, there's quite a lot of picks, safe picks for these teams, but eventually they'll have to continue with the experiments. So if there's something we have to mention, like there's not really much left into the longer picks as well. We're already looking into like picks that are basically just hovering around the 2-minute mark. So it's like mistakes or misses or any accuracy drops are going to be quite more evident in the remaining picks.
Okay, and we're back to the LNs from the Philippines here. We're going to be picking Cryonix. This is going to be the density pick, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it is the density pick, but this isn't like the density picks from the previous 3 rounds where it's practically just a chord stream turned into an LN. Basically, LNs. This density pick leans more towards like there's some coordination element in this pick. Like you can still do the play it like a chord stream strategy, but like this kind of density is like the stuff that really penalizes that behavior.
So definitely cannot rely on the Rice ability here. Have to really play these dense long notes, and I mean, you can imagine how hard it is to read and play this consistently as well.
Well, if there's anything though, like these 4 players are those you'd expect really to basically destroy this.
Yeah, but that's it. This one is another really short one as well at 1 minute and 47 seconds. This exact same drain time as the previous one. And actually off to an early lead for South Korea. Berry is struggling a little bit as far as the accuracy is concerned, dropping below 99%.
So the lead. Oh, Berry and YZ getting a trade, and basically clean drops for both of them, so the lead is practically going to stay the same. Why is he getting yet another drop? The Philippines might be seeing some glimpses of hope and getting that lead to their end, but something has to happen though. Something else has to happen.
It's very close. Yeah, South Korea do have the accuracy lead still, but Berry is definitely recovering this accuracy, but ooh, another miss. That's going to hurt things. We're already past the halfway point. This is looking quite good for South Korea right now.
And why is he trading that miss? Still quite a clean drop though, and Reserve dropping their full combos. That gives the Philippines some signs here of getting the lead, and they do, as Reserve getting yet another series of drops.
Yeah, the accuracy drop from Dressurf as well. Now Dressurf is down to Berry's accuracy. And Kura also matching YZ just about. It's coming down to these misses, and South Korea's just missed a little bit more. And that's going to be it. We're in the outro now. It's so close still.
Yeah, please this outro is so evil.
Please, oh my god! There's no way. God. That was 442. Not even a miss. That was a couple 200s at the end that almost gave South Korea the win at the end. But it is going to be Philippines holding on with an FC from Kura.
Yeah, that full combo from Kura kind of getting clutch there. Though I do have to mention that ending is kind of designed basically to troll players. Like just insert that coordination release section in the end just to trip up the players who are not paying enough attention.
Oh, and it almost completely trolled the Philippines there. They had I feel like a couple thousand buffer there at the end that just kind of disappeared in an instant.
Oh man.
I mean, breathe a sigh of relief for the Philippines right now. They managed to win their own pick, but it's starting to get close with a lot of these now. And South Korea, they still have a few rice picks, but might be getting in towards the territory that maybe Philippines can start contesting South Korea on the rice as well.
If anything though, I already now that you realize it, I'm kidding, was actually the safest pick South Korea would have gone previously. Here's the thing. The chord stream picks are super straightforward, and it just so happened that South Korea's opponents are super strong in the chord stream department as well. But I think South Korea is right here to test that theory, as they are going to be picking Freedom Dive, the faster of the two chord stream picks in this pool.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing 211 BPM chord stream here. 2 minutes and 17 seconds, so not too long. And with something like chord stream, you know, if the players are comfortable at this BPM, they're comfortable with the density and the patterning, any miss could be completely fatal for these teams.
And still no substitutions from any of these teams.
They've got to be getting tired at least pretty soon, you have to imagine.
Well, yeah. I mean, just on a regular day, this is like just yet another play session for them if this was single player, but the competitive environment is going to subject it to a lot of stress.
Here we go. Pretty decent starts for both teams here. South Korea with a little bit of an accuracy lead.
Now here's the thing for the Philippines. They want to basically limit these mistakes in the chord stream pick, because yes, they should be able to keep up with South Korea just fine, but you're going to expect South Korea to basically dominate this if you just show some semblance of inconsistency.
Yeah, and oh my god, 99.8 for both South Korean players, but YZ finds a miss. That's going to be the first miss, and I think this lead is starting to flicker over towards the Philippines now. The accuracy lead still keeping them in this, but Berry finds a miss now.
And that best also dropped Berry to below 99%, but there's still 2/3 of the chart remaining, and we're going to expect both of the players who just commit misses basically to recover pretty fast. Though it does appear that Berry did drop a bit more in that accuracy department to 98.7. That is not a good sign.
Yeah, Berry is looking like they're hitting very early in those streams just there, which is why the accuracy tanked as much as it did. And now this accuracy lead is really significant. Dressurf and Kura basically matching each other as far as the score goes, but YZ with 99.6 versus Berry with 98.8 right now is quite a large difference.
And as here we go with the final quarter of this chart, where everything just kicks up a notch. And Berry again really hitting early. This is not something you really want to do.
And no one finding any mistakes here. It's just this accuracy lead that's really gonna be solidified here if no one finds any misses. But Berry finding a miss, that's basically going to seal the deal now. As we're getting towards the very end of the map, Kura's still on the full combo, but Dressurf matching it.
They're getting a few consecutive misses, and that is going practically to seal this pick for South Korea.
That will be a solid win here. FCs for both Dressurf and Kura, 2 200s versus the 4 200s from Kura. 993 and 991. Not scores that I expected to see today, but here we are.
Yeah, they're pretty decent at the game. I think that's a good assessment of Dressurf and Kura.
Yeah, it does look like Berry's score is just kind of frozen in place there, but not going to matter either way, you know. You can imagine probably just left the lobby a little bit early there, or disconnected at the very end, but either way, wouldn't have made a difference in that score, given how the map was going. So it is going to be 3-3 in this matchup. Neither team so far giving much of an inch.
Now, this is where you kind of have to start wondering now. This is practically a best of 7 in the best of 7.
And the advantage that South Korea has right now is that Philippines only have one LN map left before they start having to get into those hybrids, which will be a little bit of a toss-up between the two teams. South Korea do have 3 rice maps left, so Philippines may be the one that's a little bit more tight for picks.
But then, like, I'm not sure if like this is how other people review this, but hybrids do kind of work like basically backup LN picks for players this high level. So it really depends on what their rest of the strategy is, and there you go, Philippines already going to that hybrid direction.
Yeah, they are going to leave the last LN alone right now. We're going to go straight into the hybrids. This is going to be another 3-minute long map.
Still no substitutions between these two teams. Well, I would say that, like, if we are not going to see substitutions, like, within the next 2 picks, I don't think we'll be seeing any at all.
Yeah, this might, I mean, so far we've seen all kind of different types of picks. Basically gone the full distance throughout all the different types of picks for now. And, you know, if the same players have been playing the whole entire time, you're right. I think these two may just be the best players for this level of finals map pool.
And here we go. Like, basically, I mean, nerves should be shaken off at this point, but this is like that stage in a match where you kind of start having those nerves.
It looks like Berry is hitting a little bit early still.
Yeah, I do agree with that. And like Berry kind of probably should be able to notice that at some point, especially with these lighter sections. Really, maybe try to correct that going into the denser sections, because like it's harder to correct once like you're into the chart already.
Yeah, once you get into the rhythm already, much harder to correct that timing. But for now, it's looking like the accuracy is doing well for all 4 players so far. YZ finding the first break.
And that gives the Philippines some lead here, but like South Korea is still within striking distance. The Philippines do not want to commit any mistakes at all.
Yeah, absolutely. This accuracy lead is actually in favor of South Korea, but YZ finding another miss. That's going to help the Philippines out just a little bit.
Both Filipinos still getting their full combos pretty much dress serve as well. Never mind for dress serve, as no more full combos left in the South Korean side.
That was a good one from you right there. Both South Koreans finding misses, both Philippine players with the full combos. So this is going to be a small lead. This is only looking like about 5,000, 7,000-ish in favor of the Philippines. So a couple misses will definitely be able to swing it back towards South Korea, especially with these accuracies that they're still holding.
Oh yeah, here we go with this. And we're about to enter the second half where basically, again, similar to practically all of these starts in this pool are, like, everything just picks up in density just a tad bit. Like, not really striking that much, like, getting super spiky, but, like, this is where your consistency will really be tested.
When YZ finding another miss here, it's all coming from South Korea's side right now. Another miss again, and this lead is slowly growing in favor of Philippines. Dress Surf now with the miss.
The Philippines needs to continue on with this form if they want to get that advantage back. And Dress Surf and Berry do trade misses. Kura, the only full combo left, still carrying at 99.4 as well. Overall, basically the best act. YZ just behind in the accuracy, but those misses are kind of penalizing YZ's performance here. But still, super respectable scores from everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Berry has dropped it down below 99%, but the damage has been done. The combo from Berry, more than enough so far in this map. But all Kura finding a miss, and we're getting a little bit close now. Hang on a second. Don't let up towards the end of the map.
Okay, not much of a heart attack compared to the previous pick for the Philippines here.
Not as bad as before, but you cannot let up at all. Kura still pulling out that 980k. Almost the FC just at the very end, finding that one slider break, it looks like. But this is going to be yet another map. 7 maps in a row now, won by the team that picked it. There's been a couple of close calls here, but so far, this match has gone exactly how both of the teams want them to go.
Yeah, and now for South Korea, I mean, we're going to be continue seeing the trend, I'm pretty sure. And I do, if the I was about to mention that they might be going for Sentimental Surge, never mind.
They failed the Connect 4.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. They had the opportunity, but it is going to be Cross Soul coming in first.
They might be avoiding Sentimental Surge, probably for the reason that, like over just a few weekends ago, like while this World Cup, like just before the World Cup was starting, Kura did get one of the best stamina rice scores in Mania 7K, and like if there's anything about Sentimental Surge, it's stamina rice. So they are well aware of that, so they might be trying to avoid that until the very end.
Yeah, I mean, definitely scary picking something like that into Kura, but the counterpoint of that is, I think every map is scary into Kura.
Yeah, I mean, like, is there anything not scary in this pool overall? Like, regardless of who you are facing?
Yeah, I mean, I think both teams are probably scared of picking every single map into the other team. That's the level of these teams right now, and we're getting into this Rice pick once again, and it's going to be an early lead for South Korea off of this accuracy. Berry dropping down to the low 99s, but nothing too serious as Dress Surf.
That's got quite uncharacteristic there from Dress Surf.
And all of a sudden, Philippines now in the early lead, but just by a little bit. This accuracy from Dress Surf is still extremely strong.
Yeah, like basically both players carry a mid 99.6, and like the way everything has been going, unless Berry commits a few mistakes somewhere, they might be snagging the lead at some point. The Philippines really do not want to commit any mistakes at all. Ooh, YZ! Okay, that's pretty uncharacteristic on some court lines. Dress Surf as well! What is happening?
Oh, these misses now coming from the South Koreans. Philippines holding on with their combos right now. 2 full combos on the board. The accuracies are still overall a little bit higher for South Korea with 2 high 99.6s, but the misses. And YZ misses again.
Is this going to be the first break point in this match? As it stands, both the Filipino players still carrying full combos, but here we go, Berry getting the first drop in the Philippine side. Kura trying to meet the full combo and doing that pretty well. Dresser as well keeping up with Kura. Dresser,
oh my god,
does commit a mistake. And here we go, the turn keeps on picking up Kura and Berry getting consecutive. Both breaking their combos. Dresser and YZ carrying pretty similar combos with the Philippines, still having the lead, and there's still quite a turn remaining. You don't want to let up.
All four players missing right around the similar points there. YZ finding it on miss. We're at the end of the map already. I think this is it. I think the Philippines can win this.
And they do. First break point.
The first break point is coming on South Korea's pick. And the combo game won by the Philippines on one of these rice picks. 5-3 now. Philippines securing 2 points in the lead. They get the next pick. And this is looking a little bit shaky right now as far as the match goes for South Korea. They do not want to give up match point so early on.
But then we have to remember what happened last year in the semifinals.
Oh no.
Oh man. Are we going to see that same narrative happen yet again? But
I can't wait. Let's just. I mean, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves right now. But thinking back last year in semifinals, was the score not 6-3 exactly?
It was 6-2 until like Dresser just woke up and destroyed the rest of the pool.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who watched that match knows that, you know, South Korea is absolutely never out of it in any situation. Of course, right now, I think South Korea still have a massive chance of breaking the point right now even. Philippines picking the last LN map.
So, basically, I'd say this is probably their safest pick. Oh boy, like, hold on to your seats, folks, because this match is far from over, regardless of the scoreline what we're seeing right now.
Oh, I mean, it's only one break point away. We've seen South Korea come within 400 points of a break point just earlier before. And I mean, they could definitely do it again. They just need to hold on. These misses are really what's doing it for basically both teams. They're really coming down to the miscounts in all these maps because all of these accuracies between all the players are fairly competitive. They're fairly similar with each other.
And here we go. The Philippines going to be bidding for that early match point. And South Korea wanting to extend that match just a tad bit.
Yeah, I mean, if South Korea win this one, they're already right back into that drawn situation that we were seeing before. If Philippines manage to win this, then they definitely gain an advantage in this match.
The funny thing is that this is the mixed LN pick, and like at this point in that match, that semifinals match, like we had that 272 point incident in a mixed LN pick as well. So quite the parallel situation really from last year, aside from the scoreline. And here we go, super similar accuracies between these two teams. South Korea does look like they have a glimpse of the advantage though. The Philippines is saying otherwise to what I've been saying.
Oh, it is exactly dead even right now. There is no advantage for either team, and the 4 full combos still on the board mean that, I mean, nothing is decided so far in this map so far. It's looking like they're very finding the first miss. Fairly clean drop though, not too much accuracy dropped overall, so the accuracy leader actually, dress serve.
The Philippines just a tad bit of an advantage here. I mean, Kura and YZ do carry similar accuracies, Berry and Dresser as well, though Dresser commits yet another mistake. So advantage Philippines here, Berry does trade that. So basically, we're back to square one again, similar to what was essentially the situation like 15 seconds ago.
Yeah, traded misses. Dresser finding another one though, so now Philippines is going to be in the lead by just a little bit. One miss of difference, but this accuracy from Kura is also increasing the lead.
Oh, quite uncharacteristic, but like LN coordination. LN coordination is just everyone's hated LN
It is so easy to drop combo on those. Deceptively easy, even though it looks like there's not many notes. Those are very hard to hold combo on. And it catches YZ off guard, and now Philippines, they're starting to edge out a little bit of an advantage. There's a quarter of the map left, but we've seen multiple times now they cannot make any mistake, even if they have the advantage now.
Here we go, picking up on that density yet again. Dresser getting yet another one of those misses. But, like, you have to stay calm still. And here in the commentary booth, it's not calm in here at all.
Yeah, South Korea holding on now. They've still got the accuracies for it. Dresser finding a miss, though. And this lead is growing in favor of Philippines. Still, both players holding on the combo on the Philippines side.
We're holding on to that full combo. That coming in clutch, really. Berry and YZ trading, basically missing at the same note, and the Philippines gets the early match point.
Oh, that's an FC from Kura right there. 987k. And just when they needed it, this is going to be 6-3. Philippines in the lead by 3 points. But we've seen this happen before. We saw this happen last year, and South Korea managed to bring it all the way to a tiebreaker and win it. The question is, can they do it for a second year in a row?
And also harder pool as well. And well, if there's anything though, South Korea does have the pick, so they have that going for them. And you also have to consider that the Philippines has basically exhausted all of the LN picks, and they only have the hybrids to go. And like again, the hybrids do work as a backup LN pick, but you don't. Those picks do get kind of shaky, as we've seen on Hybrid 2 earlier.
Absolutely. South Korea, they need to win the next 3 points in a row if they want to force this tiebreaker out of the Philippines. And there are 4 maps left in the pool. So 3 of these 4 maps will have to be played and won by South Korea. There's not that much choice, really.
Okay, Sentimental Surge, dense chord streams, super straightforward, but very risky considering their opponents. Unconquered, chord jacks, but not the easiest chord jacks in the world. And they are going to be, and we're going to be seeing Sentimental Surge, one of the OSU originals composed for this Osimania 7K World Cup. A very, very banger of music. It sounds so good.
Oh, but this is so tense right now. This is a 4-minute map. This is a stamina one. The dense chord stream at 190 BPM. And I mean, South Korea did win the other chord stream pick, the speed one. So you would think this is a fairly good pick for them. But we'll have to see how it goes. They'll have to win this one if they want to start mounting this comeback here.
Like, we have to note, this is still the first match of many this weekend, and we're also almost getting like some breakdown here in the commentary booth. How much more once we go into the other matches as well, which are super high stakes as well.
Yeah, what a first match of the weekend we're seeing. Well, very, very, very early miss. That's within the first 50 notes. Not going to matter a huge amount as far as the score is concerned, but is going to have to build up that accuracy quite fast. And oh my, dress up.
Yeah, 99.94.
How's it going there?
Yeah, basically just turning off autoplay for 1 second and then going back on.
Why is it in Kura? What are these accuracies? What is this ratio? This
very the only difference between these two teams, but that 99.4 is not super nutty.
That's absurd. These ratios are absurd right now. Berry 99.5 is extremely strong accuracy overall as well, but I mean 99.85 is somehow, some way the second worst accuracy in the lobby in this intro.
Well, to those watching, spectating this match from all over the world or wherever you are, please lend these players their energy as they are playing quite basically the most stamina intensive pick in this pool, and they are showing super nutty active form here.
This is absolutely insane. YZ is actually, that's going to be the first significant miss after Berry's one. But it is going to be the accuracy lead still in favor of South Korea. YZ finds another miss.
Berry is hitting quite early, as we've seen like in the earlier pick. But still, South Korea should be able to maintain the lead as YZ recovers back to that 400 combo.
Yeah, with a pick this long, 4 minutes long, it's the accuracy that's really going to make the difference here. And YZ very clearly ahead of Berry right now as far as the accuracy. Dressup does find a miss. This spices things up a little bit.
It's super clean though. It's basically just 0.02 behind Kura's accuracy. But the Philippines do have substantial combos. Berry does need to get that accuracy up though if they want to pull the lead to their end.
Yeah, Berry on a effective full combo, pseudo full combo here. It's only 40 combo off. Oh no! Oh
good
no.
one. Good one.
That one hurts. Okay, that one hurts. That is going to be a miss from Berry. Only full combo left is on Kuros. Oh my god, YZ!
Oh, that's a messy throw. That's a messy throw from YZ.
That was really messy. That's a big accuracy drop as well from YZ. And now all of a sudden we're back to being fairly close as far as the points go. Kura still the only one holding on to this full combo. Dressup's accuracy though is extremely high still.
South Korea really holding on to that advantage, like their lives depend on it.
Yeah, they still have this accuracy advantage overall. They just need to maintain this accuracy and not miss too much. They do have the advantage, but easier said than done.
Berry is starting to recover accuracy, so South Korea needs to pull ahead a bit more. Here we go, tensor chord streams. Oh my gosh, Kura! I don't want to mention Kura for the meantime. Berry dropping that substantial combo. Dresser as well.
But trades are fine for South Korea right now as long as they don't give up misses for free. They are still in the lead off of the back of this accuracy. Dressup still holding accuracy a little bit above Kura. YZ still beating Berry in the accuracy. That's what's doing it right now. And we're towards the end of the map already. They just need to manage to hold on to this combo.
Definitely. Like, and South Korea, it does appear that they are pulling that advantage just a tad bit ahead, and this does. And South Korea should be able to pick up their 4th point in this match. I don't want to mention one of these scores. Why is he dropping that?
Oh, don't call it too early. Don't call it too early. YZ dropping a little bit, going within 4,000 points at the end. That was a little bit scary, but my 4,200s. Oh.
Dresser and Kura are decent at this game.
They're all right.
Very decent.
They've certainly been playing this game for at least a few weeks.
Oh man.
And yeah, the Kura FC as well. 992k once again getting above 990k. We're seeing one of these players.
I have a request to any of these players being on stream. Can I borrow your guys' hands? I need to upscore my Unter Himmel score on my profile just to get a few more PP in my profile. Thank you very much.
Please. But now, okay, now we're in a situation. Even though Philippines is in the lead technically in the score, I think this is actually a very tense situation for them because realistically, they're only one breakpoint away from having this slip out of their fingers once again, and they have to pick between two maps that they're not going to be easy to win against South Korea.
Okay, so let's step back just a tad bit. Glorious is high BPM hybrid. It's going to be like, considering like it's just classified as one of those, it's going to be a bit more straightforward. And you have Hybrid 1, Saval, which is practically a chord stream chart. This guy's as a hybrid and they are going for that. So Glorious will not, the other also original in this pool, will not be debuting in this match.
I mean, unless South Korea win this and then pick it themselves, that's a possibility.
Yeah. That's a possibility indeed, but I would presume that they are going to be picking the remaining prize pick, which is the Corjax, should they extend this match by one more map.
Yeah, but we'll get to that when we get to that. For now, though, this is going to be Philippines' last pick. So this is the best chance that Philippines has to be able to take it right now over South Korea. If South Korea manage to win this, they have a very, very strong chance of bringing this match back and taking it to the tiebreaker.
And
so this is an extremely important map.
yeah, and similar to what happened at that semifinals match, you don't really want South Korea. You don't really want to enter a tiebreaker with South Korea because they are the ones that will immediately get the advantage, pretty much.
I mean, I don't even know about that. I think with how this match is going, I don't know who to favor in the tiebreaker.
But like on a more practical sense, you would expect South Korea having like a bit more of the advantage. Though obviously the match does say it's going to be super close either way.
But man, here we go. 2 minutes long. This one is another one that's very tense. Once again, we're going to see another map here that's going to be defined by the misses, you have to imagine.
Yeah, only 2 minutes. The Philippines bidding for that outright spot in the grand finals. South Korea bidding to extend this by one more map and going into their final pick of the match as well. So you would presume that this is also a tiebreaker bid for South Korea. YZ getting an early drop in this 2-minute pick, so there's not much really room for mistakes here, especially that the Philippines has been showing quite the ability to maintain these combos, especially that player above Berry right now, and Berry is not slacking as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, the accuracy still very close between the two teams. It's only that very early miss, and that was before the 400 mark as well for YZ. So a miss now would mean even more in terms of score than that earlier miss.
Dresser carrying the highest accuracy in this entire lobby, which is starting to pull the lead towards South Korea's side.
Yeah, accuracy from YZ now actually beating out Berry, approaching Kura's accuracy, and it's flickering back and forth despite the miss.
And does appear that it might be advantage South Korea, though YZ actually dropping accuracy and that combo as well, giving the Philippines that precious advantage that they need.
And oh my god, those LNs are so tense! Everyone comboing through them. Similar accuracies, all four players have basically the exact same accuracies, but a couple of misses for South Korea. That's all the difference, and YZ finds another one.
Oh man, you have to keep your head down and stay and look forward still.
But the accuracy lead is still in South Korea's favor. YZ is tying Berry's accuracy right now despite the misses.
Oh my goodness, if you're the Philippines right now, you have to be shaking. Like, obviously, I think everybody is aware of my nationality, but I have to still stay impartial. YZ still already kind of recovering very well. Dresser being pretty much nutty. But
oh my god,
that
is going to be it. That is double full combo for the Philippines.
Oh my god, and the Philippines pulling off a miracle, booking their place in the Osimhen 7K World Cup Grand Finals. And oh man,
and that is it. That is going to be #1 seed sent down to the losers bracket. Philippines securing top 2 and also completing the revenge run against their semifinals opponent from last year.
Wow. Oh man. Okay, let me just say something. South Korea is going to be one heck of a titan in the losers bracket, and all of the teams have to be super wary of that, especially going into next weekend. And the Philippines, what can I say?
That was an absolutely insane performance.
Yeah. Let me just say one line in Filipino. May himala. A miracle has happened. Wow.
And that is going to be it for the first match. Philippines going to be in the grand finals. And this is the sign. Maybe if they can pull this off again, perhaps next week, it could be
Who knows?
the first
Who knows?
the first winner that is not South Korea in a very, very long time for the 7-Key World Cup. But that said, actually, we actually don't have any time. We have no time to dwell on that match. We have another match that started 4 minutes ago. We have no time here. And this one, Malaysia versus China, we are not stepping down at all in the intensity because this is seed 3 and 4.
Yeah, like fate just says it that the matches don't want us to rest. Again, let's give a preview. Malaysia unfortunately dropping to the losers bracket against the Philippines because of some situation regarding real life. I mean, we cannot blame the players at all for having that situation. Though I do hope that they're doing very well, and especially considering their opponent, the 2016 MWC 7K World Champions, also the runner-up from last year, Team China. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me give a few moments to process what happened earlier.
Gotta calm down a little bit after that match, but unfortunately we don't have much time here. It is going to be Malaysia versus China. Malaysia seed number 3, China seed number 4, if I remember correctly. And this is going to be really close, you would have to imagine. One thing that I will say to point out is that, I mean, Chiwi from the Malaysian team has been having an absolutely absurd performance so far this tournament. So if he keeps it up, that is going to be a very big boon for Team Malaysia, you would have to imagine. But China as well, we have players like Turks from China, players like, Zhang Fan, Chi Qingding, very, very strong in the late game. So now that we're in finals pool, I think a lot of these Chinese players are really going to start shining.
I'm still speechless. But anyways, let me try to go back to where I've been. Anyways, this is practically like one of the rare matches in this World Cup. Like it's kind of weird to say this, but this is actually the first match that we're aware that this might be a noodle versus noodle match.
Yeah, I was trying to think about this before as well, but I do think of both of these teams as predominantly LN teams as well. Malaysia, of course, having, Chiwi and Neo both extremely strong in LNs. China have been winning out a lot of the LN picks so far as well. So, interesting to see where this is going to decide to go. And I mean, it's very possible that we see potentially 2 rice bans.
Yeah. I mean, like after this match, there is still something cooking as well. And I am scheduled to commentate that as well, so I'm not going to get any breaks at all, going off 2 hours of sleep. But anyways, Malaysia going to be banning Rice 4, the core Jack pick, which I do think is a very good pick from Malaysia here. China does appear that they have the better Rice accuracy between these two teams, and core Jacks do favor accuracy very much. And China is going to be banning Hybrid 2, which, honestly, like, if you're China, you know that Malaysia is strong in LNs, but you have to keep that LN pool open for yourself as well. And you are also aware that Malaysia is is pretty decent at Rice, and you want to keep the Rice open in your options as well. So hybrids are basically the safest way you go in the bans.
It's very hard for these two teams because I feel like there's not really any obvious avenues of attack for either of them because they are fairly similar as far as skill sets are concerned, as we just said. There's no kind of Rice versus LN dichotomy like we see in the previous match just there. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide to go for. And I mean, China's coming right out with it. They're going for coordination right out the gates. And I guess it does make sense given that I believe China was the number 1 team, if we think all the way back to the qualifiers. I mean, ages ago, of course, but China was the number 1 team on that stage 4 map.
Well, they are going to be going for one of the ban picks in the previous match, which is LN coordination. China does appear super strong, like in LN coordination overall. Like they have been super phenomenal in the picks, pretty much in that category.
Yeah, absolutely. But one thing that you have to kind of mention as well is that Malaysia didn't ban this, and I think that any team that doesn't ban the LN coordination is pretty good at LN coordination. Especially when you have these two here. Malaysia, we don't really expect to see many swaps from the Malaysian team. Chiwi and Neo should be the two players that we're seeing throughout basically the whole match, I imagine. The Chinese team, though, actually has 4 players where all 4 of them are very capable with these late game stuff. Kind of, I would say, almost on even ground, depending on the pick. So we may see some more swaps coming in from China throughout the match. Definitely we will expect to see Turks coming in at some point.
And here we go with the first pick in this match, which I do think is going to be quite lengthy as well.
Chiwi with 4,600 combo. Insane. Yeah. How did he do that so fast?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the turtle line, the turtle line pretty much, I would think, or something like that.
Yeah,
there you go.
Taking a new definition of combo gaming here, but it seems that China are looking a little bit more comfortable out the bat here. Neo finding an early miss, Chiwi struggling the accuracy a little bit, down below 99%, but Van Wilder and Satori both above this 99% with FCs.
Well, you would really expect China to carry on as Kiwi getting a very uncharacteristic drop on that spacebar column, and like, given that this is LN coordination, like for those who are not into Osimania 7K, like LN coordination picks tend to be that pick where combo matters a lot. Especially that combo builds up super slow in picks like these, and it's easy to miss as well.
Yeah, I mean, we can see, like, Neo missed quite a while ago, it feels like, but still not up to that 400 combo mark. It takes a very long time when there's notes this far apart, and Neo Chiwi finding repeated misses here. And I mean, it's looking like this map is already over. This is still the double full combo from China. Like, my god.
Yeah, China just saying, like, not easy to combo, huh? Yeah, they're basically saying the opposite of what I just said earlier about LN coordination picks. But yeah, that's Team China in the nutshell.
I mean, that was certainly a first pick right here. Double full combo. This is what I would call the combo gamer country here from China, showing their true abilities.
Turks going in immediately, changing allegiances to Malaysia, I presume, for Chiwi XD. Yeah, just had to add the XD in the end. So yeah, there you go. Turks will be coming in for Van Wilder.
Yeah, very, very solid first pick from China, but now Malaysia get their own pick, and of course that is the only like fully coordination-focused map of the pool. So China probably not going to get one that's that dominant for the rest of the match, but now Malaysia are going to try to look for what they want to start aiming for throughout this match, whether that's LN or maybe we might see some Rice coming out.
This might be that one match as well where, honestly, opening up with a hybrid pick might be also a safe route to go for.
Yeah, that is true. If the players are, feeling a little bit more comfortable with that, those hybrid picks, then definitely could be one to look for early on.
And again, while we're waiting for some action to happen, the Osimania 7K World Cup team support banners are up on the OSU store. If you want to support these teams who are playing in this World Cup and want to have some profile swag as well, feel free to purchase them. And there's also the Open Collective initiative that was started last year to help increase the prize pool for these players that are obviously playing for glory and everyone's entertainment, pretty much destroying their hardware and their hands in the process.
And here we go. This is going to be the hybrid pick. Hybrid 1, the last map that we saw in the last match, but we're going to be seeing it early here. And Chiwi stepping out of the room for a little bit, should be back though. I cannot imagine ever switching out Chiwi for Malaysia.
Yeah, it might be Kiwi just trying to get some of the settings down. maybe those incorrect. Like, I do think that the Ellen coordination misses from Kiwi earlier might be uncharacteristic as well, because you would expect Kiwi to be able to comfortably combo that as well. So maybe trying to get the issue out of the way before the first pick, obviously.
And it looks like both of the Malaysian players have just left. We're now on a 0 versus 2 here in this lobby.
Kiwi did mention that they are immediately using their tactical timeout super early into the match. Well, it's a good way to use it. Like, get the issues out of the way pretty much.
Yeah, I want to make sure there's no technical issues, especially on a match that's, you know, this close on paper, right? Just a single map, if you manage to lose, especially a breakpoint, might not be able to come back from it later on against a team like China. So
yeah, and just on a more personal note, like, at least it also gives us in the commentary booth some room to breathe.
Oh yeah, now's the time to relax. Now's the time to relax after the first match. Just while we have this tactical timeout, at least. Breathe in and out just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, while we're waiting for the action to happen, what else can we talk about?
I'm just chilling. I'm just good to talk about nothing for a little bit, because I do need to calm down for a bit as well. Just a little bit of a hot minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is one, of course, you know, this is a loser's bracket match. Important to note that the loser of this match will be eliminated in the tied 5th position of the tournament. And the winner will actually go on to face one more match. So the winner of this is guaranteed top 4 and will verse the winner of the other losers bracket match for a chance of being top 3, guaranteeing the podium. And both of these teams are definitely eyeing up that podium position for themselves.
Now, it does appear that Satori is left alone in their devices, as Trix does appear that they are going to be back just a bit, taking advantage of the timeout as well. Well, anyways, while we're waiting for everything to pick up, I mean, let's just mention the other losers bracket match as well is going to be a spicy one. It's US versus Japan, BMS versus BMS practically. Oh yeah,
and, actually, now that you're mentioning it, we have two LN teams on this side, and the other side we have 2 Rice teams, USA and Japan. Yeah. So very interesting situation we have built up here. So either way, no matter what happens in these 2 matches, we're looking at a Rice versus LN second match tomorrow.
And here's the thing, the US is the only non-Asian team remaining in this World Cup as well, and they've made quite a phenomenal run. I mean, the reason why China is even at the losers bracket in the first place is that they lost against the United States on a tiebreaker back during quarterfinals weekend.
Okay, but it's looking like right now all the players are in the lobby. Shouldn't be too long until we're getting into the mountain once more. Hopefully all the issues have been resolved from the side of Malaysia, but we've got everyone in for now, so at least it's not a 0 versus 2 map.
Definitely. And, well, I guess this is a time when our short momentary break just to reflect on a few things is done as you enter the second pick of this match. Also, just to get it out of the way, OMG, it's Tash the Zephyr Man!
Okay then.
Yeah.
So here we go. Yeah. This one, of course, this is going to be just 2 minutes long. So another short map that we're seeing. All of these misses are going to matter a lot, but out of the gates here, actually pretty nice accuracy lead for Malaysia, as both the Chinese players drop down a little bit below the Malaysian counterparts here.
Yeah, this is what I've been mentioning, that hybrids might be the safest pick going for Malaysia, though Neo committing quite a characteristic miss right there, which you don't really want in a pick this short.
Yeah, dropping accuracy quite a lot now as well, dropping below 99%, and another miss coming out from Neo. Now China starting to pull ahead with the lead. Shiwi is holding a really, really high accuracy though. So still chances for Malaysia keep in this, but they're going to need to hope for perhaps a miss from China.
Like, I do think that we'll be expecting Kiwi to practically do some... Oh, okay, Satori and Turks throwing a spanner in the works and basically kicking the score advantage bar to Malaysia's side immediately. But we're still halfway through the map, so anything could still happen. Turks getting yet another drop.
But one thing is, look at these accuracies. Those misses from China came with massive accuracy tanks, and now Neo is actually above both of the Chinese players. Both China down below 99%, and look at Chiwi, still full combo 99.7, absolutely dominating this lobby right now.
Well, if there were any issues earlier in the first pick, they're definitely gone now. And Satori dropping as well, as Malaysia is going to be looking into stretching that lead just a tad bit more going into the final quarter of the start. Neo and Kiwi unfortunately dropping their respectable combos. Neo following that up, but the Malaysian advantage is very well there.
Yeah, they can afford a couple misses now with this accuracy lead from Chiwi. It's going to take a little bit more than that for the lead to shrink, and it is going to be Malaysia securing their first point there, with Chiwi managing to maintain that accuracy through the entire map. That is crazy. I think even with that miss, that still beats all of the scores that we saw in the other two teams that played earlier, which is insane to say.
Yeah, as we've been mentioned over the players from the previous match that just happened, that I'm pretty sure we won't be able to wipe that off our memories for a long time. Kiwi's pretty decent at the game.
Yeah, Chiwi just beat 3 of those players' FCs with a 1 miss score, just through sheer AC alone. This is how Chiwi has been playing so far in this tournament, and if he keeps it up, this is going to be a very tight match. Malaysia managing to win their own point. Now it's China again. They're going back to the LN pool. They're going to pick the LN release this time.
Well, if there's anything about this pick similar to... If there's anything about this pick that we've seen it from the previous match, this is super easy to miss on. It's super wacky.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We saw a massive amount of misses coming through from the players in the previous one. So very hard to hold on, and also very, very difficult to try and keep any kind of accuracy. We're going to definitely expect a couple of, more than a couple of scores that dip below that 99% mark.
Yeah, and let me just mention that this might be actually the first pick where we're truly going to be seeing that LN versus LN dynamic in this match. Because like LN coordination, I mean, in a way, like we would really expect China to pick that up, but we've already seen that the Malaysian players did have a few issues with their hardware, I presume. Well, now we go for the third map in this match while we're waiting for Satori to load in.
Yeah, hopefully it's not the 1v2 going on right now. But either way, it's looking like China is in a big lead.
Yeah, just a million-point advantage, really.
But it's shrinking rapidly, as we can see. Chiwi actually finding a miss. I'm not sure if Satori's actually playing or not, or if this is a client thing, but we can comment on what we're seeing right now, and actually that's Chiwi and Neo both finding misses. Van Wilder beating both of their accuracies while maintaining that full combo.
Now, like, if you're that one player really who's leaning more towards the combo side, this is that one pick that you want them in.
Okay, here we are. Satori is playing. We're getting that confirmation, it's looking like here. And we are a third of the way into the map. It is China in the lead. Still the full combo from Van Wilder, the only one in the lobby with the full combo. And Neo finds another drop. These accuracies in favor of China pretty massively as well. Actually, no, not pretty massively. Neo's accuracy just shoots up. Thanks, client. Chiwi finding a miss again. So now it is still China in the lead by about 10 to 15,000 points.
Well, if this, as I mentioned, like the accuracy factor here, I mean, obviously it will always be a thing. Like you still want to release accurately here, but considering what we've seen as well on the previous match, like this is that one strategy where you really want to limit those misses. And we're seeing the effects of that. Van Wilder still carrying that full combo very, very well going into the halfway point of this map.
Yeah, these combos from China, we're just seeing Satori looking like only missed the one time earlier in the map when we didn't see. But actually, now Van Wilder dropping the full combo, but that is a singular miss, not going to hurt the score too much.
Well, and especially Satori is just right there with a 4,500 combo, just backing that up.
But these accuracies now are actually fairly close. Actually, looking at it, in favor of Malaysia even is the accuracy right now, with Neo holding the highest accuracy in the lobby. Van Wilder and Chiwi holding tied accuracies, but Chiwi finds another miss.
Not something you want if you're Team Malaysia.
It's all in this combo game.
Yeah, Chiwi getting yet another drop in this, I would say 8-bit pattern. Here we go with a reverting stare that gets faster and faster. Neo, the only player tripping up on that section.
The outro section now, this lead has only grown a little bit wider over time, and Neo finds another break. China still refusing to miss.
Yeah, it's China's point this time around. And similar to the previous match, the first 3 picks go their way to whoever picked them.
Yeah, I mean, this one definitely much closer than the first map that we saw coming out of China, but still overall fairly comfortable given how well they were able to hold the combos. So it is going to be 2-1 now. China managing to win another one, and now Malaysia, they get the next pick. And I wonder if Malaysia are going to pick the other hybrid.
Which would be nice to see, because Glorious is really good track. Again, one of the OSU originals composed for this Mania 7K World Cup. And the other OSU original that hasn't been shown on stream just yet. That we saw Sentimental Surge earlier in the previous match. I'm pretty sure we're already trying to not mention what teams are involved in that previous match. I just noticed.
But actually, hang on a second. LN5 is going to be the pick, Virtual to Live. This one, of course, a very different LN map overall compared to the other two that we've seen already. So this one may not necessarily be in China's favor. This might be a good pick, especially given what we know that Chiwi is capable of in maps like these.
And considering that this is one of the easier LN picks as well, I mean, you would expect Neo to be able to keep up with Chiwi as well. So, it's a good pick for Malaysia. Again, as I mentioned in the primer of this match, LN versus LN.
But it's always so scary against China, against these players here. You know, we've seen Satori and Van Wilder playing these LN maps. They're not very good at missing. They will hold these combos. So Malaysia cannot afford to really miss much, even though it is a 4-minute long map. You know, we expect the accuracy to matter a little bit more, but these misses can still be absolutely deadly.
Well, only thing Malaysia has to hope for is that they are able to hold on figuratively and literally. And that the length of this chart, I mean, and we've already mentioned this as well over the past few weekends, the longer picks, this is where you really want your accuracy to be very high as well. Considering that either the longer picks are going to be tending towards the lighter end of the pool, as we saw Chiwi getting a very early drop. I mean, it's super early, again, like easy to recover in a chart like this. But,
and, I mean, Chiwi still has the highest ACK of the lobby as well, 99.7 even with the miss, so it is going to be perfectly fine still for Malaysia. They are still going to be able to take the lead back if all players manage to hold their combos, and Satori,
there you go,
is going to find a miss, so it's going to go straight back to Malaysia's side. Malaysia still do have this accuracy advantage due to Chiwi.
But that advantage is going to be very, very small. But anyways, again, it's still super early. There's still 75% of this chart remaining. And we're going to be seeing most of the brunt really of if there are any drops in these dense sections that like the ones we're seeing right now.
Oh, and this lead is getting quite small. Van Wilder and Neo right now tying each other, both with the full combo, both with the same accuracy. Chiwi and Satori, the two players that have missed, it's very slightly in favor of Chiwi as far as this accuracy goes, but Satori is not very far behind at all. This is only like a 1,000 or 2,000 point lead for Malaysia.
Well, now the density is going to be like just going down pretty much, going into this short break section. And this is where you kind of want to try not to commit any mistakes at all. And does appear that Kiwi is starting to recover that accuracy drop that they had before the first chorus.
Yes, Satori actually the one that's dropping a little bit of 200s now, down to 99.3, but still managing to hold a decent accuracy overall.
Van Wilder and Neo. Okay, never mind. I was about to mention their full combos, but never mind. Neo, the only full combo left in this multiplayer room.
The battle of the two combo gamers being won out by Neo so far. And it is going to be Malaysia extending their lead just by a bit, but not by much still. There's still a lot of the map left.
Well, if there's anything, this is actually a bit denser than the first quarter. So, seeing as Malaysia has maintained that lead, so far so good for them. Though I have to mention Kiwi and Satori did drop their accuracies as well. You are like, as we have been looking at it, like we're basically looking at Kiwi and Satori's accuracy. Neo finally dropping their full combo. Van Wilder trading. Trades do favor whoever is in the lead, and Malaysia has it.
But that said, Neo is dropping an accuracy just a little bit more than Van Wilder did. So this accuracy lead is starting to shrink, but Satori finding a miss, traded with Neo's second miss just earlier. And it's going to mean that Malaysia maintains their lead for the moment. And it is still Chiwi in the lead right now. Early miss in the map, but other than that, it's
effectively a full combo.
Yeah, it has been a full combo since the first 10 seconds of the map.
And Malaysia is actually looking at pulling a bit further, even with Neo dropping.
Oh, but this lead is not very big. They can't afford many misses, and Neo misses again. This score lead's going to start shrinking just a little bit. Accuracy lead still in favor of Malaysia.
Well, they just need, again, I mentioned, they just need to hold on to these long notes.
Yeah, Satori
getting another drop.
Finding a miss, and the opportunities for China to come back are starting to run out right now. Neo finding one miss towards the end, but that's just going to be it. Malaysia managed to secure their second point. That is going to be a Chiwi almost FC. Just the very, very early drop.
And we're back to square one. Effectively a best-of-9 match.
Yeah, strong performances on their own picks for both teams so far. And now it's up to China. Do China keep picking the LNs? Because these LNs are not very straightforward anymore for either team.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there's still the LN density, but that's far from straightforward. Anyways, if I do think, though, considering the Turks has basically come in yet again, I'm looking at they should be picking Rice now.
Yeah, Turks is definitely a player who is extremely strong at Rice, so we would expect potentially a Rice pick, unless they decide to go wacky and pick the hybrid, but really everything's on the table right here. We don't have much knowledge of how it will play out with either of these teams on the Rise just yet.
And they're going to be picking Sentimental Surge, so going immediately for the outright the longest pick in this pool. Or actually, is it the longest pick in this pool? Because Virtual to Live might be...
We have a couple of 4-minute ones. Yeah, Virtual to Live and Sentimental Surge, but either way, we're seeing them right after each other. So long pick after long pick, and it is going to be the chord stream, the dense chord stream pick at 4 minutes long. So this is the consistency that's needed for this pick.
Yeah, and I was about to mention we're going to be seeing Turks and Kinkeating going for this pick. Basically, their Rice duo. Malaysia are going to be staying with their rock, basically with Neo and Chiwi.
Yeah, a full team changeover for China. We did say that the whole Chinese team is kind of equally capable on very, very difficult maps like these ones. Malaysia are going to be keeping their core duo though for this. We'll see how this plays out for China, the ones that picked it here. Very early ACK lead. I mean, everyone's above like 99.6, so it doesn't really mean much. Chiwi is kind of just gaming right now, as we saw Dressurf did before.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to expect it really from basically your best player, your country's best player, pretty much hands down. But
Yeah.
anyways, well, we're going to have to look carefully into these other players, especially Neo, given their yeah, they are a combo player pretty much in this match, but you just kind of have to be concerned if they're able to maintain that consistency. Though it does appear it's so far so good.
Yeah, right now, Neo, Turks, and Qingjiding very, very close as far as the accuracy goes. It's only Chiwi right now with the 99.9 somehow, some way. But Qingjiding finding the first break. That's going to be Malaysia getting a little bit of an advantage early here.
It's a pretty clean drop from Qingjiding as well, but never mind. That is actually a pretty messy drop this time around. And is that miss something from the client, or is that really a miss?
Hard to say until we start up again, but we do actually have Neo, we can see has dropped accuracy as well just recently, down to 99.3, actually below Qingjiding's accuracy after the drop. So as far as accuracy goes, oh, is that a real drop?
I've seen a few moments, but as it stands, it does appear so.
That was a massive one if that was the case. Down below 99%. No, never mind. That was a fake drop. That was client. 99.3. So tying Neo as far as the accuracy goes. Neo finding a miss now.
But Kiwi's accuracy advantage. Well, I mean, you have to look like Neo and Qingjiding's accuracies are practically similar, and Kiwi has been winning the accuracy duel as well with Turks. Both of them carrying the only full combos in this lobby. As you enter a short break section here.
So here's the thing, we've got two 1v1s happening right now. Neo and Qingjiding right now, same accuracy, both one miss each, so they have basically exactly even scores. Turks and Chiwi, the two full combos for their teams, that is being won out just by a little bit by Chiwi in terms of the accuracy. 99.86 it's not possible. 99.86 is absurd. But here we go with the trill. Everyone hitting that trill. We're not going to see another collapse on that one. This is over 1 to 10 ratio, by the way. Just saying, from Chiwi.
And Neo getting yet another drop, and might give China that glimpse of that accuracy score advantage that they do need. But Kiwi just doing enough to keep the lead on their end as Neo has recovered. Oh man, never mind.
Finding another miss from Neo, and I think that's enough to just barely get China in the lead. Now Qingjiding actually having the higher accuracy over Neo, so that is going to help them a lot. And it's flickering back and forth. This is Chiwi managing to just by sheer willpower keep it over on Malaysia's side somehow.
And like these patterns are not the easiest to combo at all. But
the ACK is going up. Chiwi's ACK is going up. It's 99.87. How?
We have to remember this is the Osimania 7K World Cup, and they're playing this as if this is a jump speed.
This is an insane score. This is insane, but this is so insanely close at the same time. One misses difference, and oh my god, Chiwi dropping the full combo, traded.
It's well traded.
But that was such an important score.
And Qingjiding trading.
Now it's flickering back and forth. It could go to either player. I think it might be in China's favor. No, it stays in Malaysia's favor for now. The accuracy lead is enough for them to just barely hold this advantage. And it's Turks still with the full combo. But it's looking like it's not going to be enough at the end. Qingjiding finds
and Malaysia gets the first break point.
1,697 points. That is a ridiculous ratio. What is that, Chiwi? 1 to 12.
Oh boy. what a way to get your first breakpoint as well.
Yeah, that is absolutely insane. A close one as
Here-
well. Less than 2,000 points, and Malaysia now they're in the driver's seat for this match. They get to choose what to pick next, and they could very well secure a 2-point lead. But they need to pick really carefully because China is very, very capable. They're going to go with the LNs.
Well, I would presume this is Malaysia just sticking to their strategy plan pretty much. Now, it might be the Turks should be staying here, and we might either be seeing Satori or Van Wilder here. But considering that this is mixed LN, mixed LN, and this is a bit wacky as well in terms of like patterning, we might be seeing Van Wilder maybe coming in instead of Satori.
I mean, the way that I see it between those two players is Satori perhaps has the better accuracy, but Van Wilder is the better for combo in general, I feel like. It is looking like it's going to be Van Wilder coming in, so combo gaming we have on the table here. Turks as well, so I mean this Chinese roster right now, these two players are very, very, very good at holding combo.
Yeah, I just got confused because Turks did mention about Satori in the chat. So
yeah, potential. I mean, maybe we're going to see another switch out Turks for Satori. That would also make sense.
Yeah, I mean, just be with your full LN team pretty much. But like Turks LN is no slack at all either way.
Oh, absolutely, Turks is terrifying and everything. Yeah. But Satori coming in here for China, we're going to have another full switch out for the Chinese team. It's looking like they have their own separate teams for the LN and the Rice picks, which is refreshing to see this late in the tournament. Not very often you have this kind of roster.
Yeah, just like some people you could really depend on certain picks, because usually in a World Cup setting you really want like the players you have to at least be capable really of covering the other skill set that they're not really strong at. Relatively, obviously, because like everyone here is super strong. We're just mere mortals compared to these extraterrestrials.
Okay, here we go. This is Malaysia's pick, but at the same time, this is not a very safe one. They managed to win Virtual to Live just before by a small amount.
Well, if anything, though, this is harder than Virtual to Live.
See if that ends up paying out for them. Oh, this is very, very close between the two teams, basically tied in accuracy.
Which of these two teams are going to be blinking first? Because no signs at all. Malaysia with the immediately getting pretty much the smallest of the advantages, and China is right there just trying to pull it back ahead to their end. Malaysia is appear to pulling just a tad bit ahead.
Yeah, Van Wilder finding a little bit of an accuracy drop down to 99.3.
And a miss.
That is a miss, so that is going to be Malaysia starting to get a little bit of an advantage. We're a third of the way in, and here we go with even more dense patterns here.
And Yo trading that miss from Van Wilder, which should be... But Van Wilder, 2 consecutive drops, and that be giving Malaysia a bit more of a breathing room. Satori dropping their full combo, Kiwi pretty much being Kiwi here. Malaysia immediately stretching that lead.
Yeah, pretty messy misses from China there. So now both Neo and Chiwi with really, really strong accuracies above the Chinese players, and also with less misses as well, of course, with Chiwi on that full combo. So it is going to be a lead, a very significant lead actually, growing in favor of Malaysia, but there's still an entire half of the map left, so they cannot afford to miss very much still.
Well, there's still the final third of this chart, so no reason really to let up. Especially that China will be right there behind their backs, ready to take advantage of any mistakes. And here we go.
Yeah, China are going to start building up the accuracies as well, so they should manage to close the gap somewhat as far as the accuracy lead is concerned. And Neo finding another break.
But it's a pretty clean break though, relatively, so pretty much Malaysia should be able to maintain advantage, especially Neo has recovered quickly to that 400 combo. And Satori trading with 2 consecutive misses, so that gives Malaysia a bit more of a breathing room.
And now we're at the end of the map already. Very close to the end, and this lead from Malaysia has just grown bigger and bigger over time. Shiwi breaking the full combo.
Neo and Satori as well trading, but Malaysia doing well enough to get their 4th point on the board.
Yeah, it's just too late in the map. Unfortunate full combo drop at the end from Chiwi, but did more than enough there. 985k is going to secure that 4th point now. 4-2. Malaysia have managed to stretch out a definite lead here in the match. And now it's China on the back foot. They're going to have to start picking now. And it looks like with Turks joining the room, both of the other players leaving.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like they're looking towards the rice pool once again.
Now here, and like if Sentimental Surge was any sign of things to come, we might be seeing something super close. Though, here's the thing. China has Turks, and they're basically nutty. Like, there's that Rice 1, that gate, that open hole right there, that they can immediately take advantage of if they want to. I mean, obviously, there's also Freedom Dive as well. Like, if they want to take advantage of their overall speed, pretty much. I'm not sure if any of the 3 Rice picks are something that they'd want to touch this early at this stage. And there you go, they're going to go for Rice 1.
Yeah, Rice 1 is going to be the pick, the speed one that we haven't seen so far. And actually, kind of interesting to note, because of all the LN picks being picked up, there's only 2 non-Rice picks left. So, yeah. A lot of these maps are going to start to be Rice as we approach the end of the match.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's still also Hybrid 3 still open as well for picking, but I'm pretty much intrigued as why is everyone, even the players of the previous match, are avoiding it like the plague. Right, here we go with Mitsuyoshi Takenobu no Ototo, Wakuma no Yuenki, which is a primary speed pick of this pool. This is the first time this is going to be picked on stream.
Okay, and a pick from Team China as well. We are seeing both of the players switching out once again for their Rice team. Chiwi and Neo staying in for Malaysia.
By their usernames. Okay, guys, introducing you guys to the Malaysian duo Niwi 10.
Niwi and Shio.
Anyways, here we go.
It's going to be one that we may very well see quite a lot of misses on. Very hard to maintain the combo on these kind of picks.
Oh, Malaysia with a very strong start.
Yeah, Chiwi somehow getting the ratio on those rolls at the start there. But it is only a small accuracy lead. All 4 full combos still up, and the combo is what's really important for now. Neo and Jing both trading. Messy misses from both of them, but Neo finding repeated breaks, and now China's going to start taking the lead.
Yeah, these delay patterns are not going to be super abrasive. Neo getting yet another drop, and King trading some of them, but
oh my god, all 4
misses across the board. But like China's combo advantage that was built up, especially with Neo's earlier misses, really showing just how difficult this start is.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at the accuracies overall, they're not actually that far apart. Chiwi is very handily beating Turks right now, but Ding is definitely holding the accuracy lead over Neo so far, but all of these accuracies are starting to build back up again during this kind of break section, but we're getting right back into it in just a second. We can see here it's a 15,000 point lead for China.
Well, just to note, Kiwi is the only person getting 99%, and they haven't dropped below that. Yeah.
Yeah, 99.4 is extremely strong, but Neo finding another miss. It's going to go a little bit more in China's favor for now. Turks now hitting that 99% as well, so the accuracy is going towards China as well. But, ooh, that's a double miss!
That's a messy drop as well from... But Neo, though, like... I mean, I don't blame Neo at all for this pick, because like this is ridiculously hard to be consistent on. I don't blame him. Like, this is still a very good score, a score that I would never dream of ever getting.
Yeah, these just patterns are just absurdly hard to maintain any semblance of control or combo on at all. And it ends up working well for China at the end of the day. They do end up coming out on top. Chiwi with the only 99%, 99.46, kind of dominating the accuracy on in this lobby here. But it is going to be China earning a much needed point. They're keeping it within one with Malaysia.
Now, if you're Malaysia here, like there's not really much left in that LN pool. I mean, obviously there's still LN3, Cryonics, which is a density pick, and there's also Glorious, where again, why is everyone avoiding it like the plague?
No one is interested in picking it just yet, but I mean, Malaysia could go to one of those too. I don't think they really want to be touching the rice too much. I think they should just let China pick those for now. LN density is looking okay given how they performed on the other ones.
Yeah, Cryonics might be their best pick for this time around. But then you have to realize that Malaysia has to win a rice pick in any form pretty much.
Yeah, they do have to necessarily win. They technically don't have to win a rice pick. They can win Cryonics, Glorious, and then the tiebreaker.
Yeah, but
that's enough points.
I'm pretty sure no one wants to see that. Like any of these, we spectators, we want to see the tiebreaker. The players, they probably don't want to see the tiebreaker.
Definitely not. But Malaysia going for Cryonics. This is going to be a fairly solid pick for them, the LN density, and so far at least, the LN picks have been working out well for them, aside from those two China picks.
Van Roller will be staying here, and I do presume that Satori should be taking the other slot here. And Malaysia still staying with their Niwi and Chio duo.
No kidding.
Just had to get that joke in, pretty much. Anyways, let's go back to basically the Malaysians rock, pretty much. Ooh, okay. Wait a second.
Seems like just a disconnect. Bit of internet issues on the side of Malaysia here. Chiwi's going to be kicked and rejoin. Shouldn't take too long though.
Well, I do hope that there are no further issues later on in this match, because we want to see more of Chiwi's impressive performances in this match. Lengthy amount of time remaining in this match if these pick trades just keep on going.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting some really long matches here, going the full distance basically. This one is looking like it's going to keep up with the same pattern as well. But Malaysia, they're going to have to win this one if they want to keep the lead. 1.5 minutes long, so this one is very dangerous, all things considered. We know that China can absolutely keep up when it comes to the combo on these LN picks. So if Malaysia find a couple of unfortunate misses, China have the advantage of winning a breakpoint back.
Well, while we're on a break in action, let me do this fast. Osu Mania 7K World Cup 2023 team support banners are up on the Osu store. Feel free to purchase it if you want to support these teams and have some profile swag. There's also the Open Collective Initiative, where basically all of the donations are going to the prize pool. Basically these players are going to be suffering in these pools pretty much in this tournament, and they really deserve quite a big prize pool pretty much. Okay, finally got that out of the way.
Yeah, so definitely go check that out. There is a link there in the chat as well, so go check it out if you want to support any of the teams that are in the tournament here. Malaysia and China definitely looking for some support right now, as we're getting into yet another pick from Malaysia here. We're going to see the last LN pick being picked, all 5 of them being played in the match, which is cool to see.
Well, now if you're Malaysia, if there's anything you just want to get this map out of the way, just try to get out of this unscathed. You're China, you're looking at tying this up
Absolutely, and here we go. These patterns can be absolutely brutal if you find a mistake. It could just drag your accuracy down a huge amount. And so far, everyone with the full combo, slight advantage in favor of Malaysia, but Neo finds the first miss.
I know their dude does trade that, so Kiwi and Satori practically carrying similar accuracies. I mean, Kiwi has the accuracy advantage over Satori, but that's super minuscule.
Yeah, definitely. And just one miss apiece. It's all in the accuracy so far. And Neo and Van Wild are very close. Neo just with a little bit of the lead. That's going to basically be the entire advantage for Malaysia so far. And we can see, oh, actually, Neo finding a little bit of an accuracy drop down to 99.1. That's automatically going to give the lead over to China.
Yeah, that's not really something you want to happen. Though, if there's anything going for Neo, like they're still holding on to that combo, and the lead is starting to get pulled back on Malaysia's side by the power of Kiwi. Unfortunately, Neo dropping that combo, so the lead goes back to the Chinese side.
Yeah, so close between these two teams. Neo finding another accuracy drop coming along with that miss, so China are going to manage to hold out at the end. Can they hold it out in this intro? But they do have the advantage, so it should be safe for them. It is going to be a breakpoint right back for China.
And we're tied up 4-4 on a virtual best of 5 now.
Yeah, 2 full combos there at the bottom, Chiwi and Satori, but just one too many misses from Neo, and that is going to be 4-4. As you said, now China get the next pick. We are tied up perfectly. No LN picks left. It has to go to the Rice or the Hybrid for Team China.
Now, if you're China, I mean, I'd say they might be going for Freedom Die for the meantime. Like, I'm kidding, Crosso and the Ultimate Battle. I mean, Rice 7 might be a decent pick as well. But yeah, considering their form on Rice 1, Freedom Dive might be their safer of the picks.
I don't know about Freedom Dive, given that they did lose Sentimental Surge, so the Chord Stream is something that Chiwi at least is very, very comfortable with, and I wouldn't be wanting to come up against that kind of score. They're going to go with Cross Soul, actually, so
going the other way from what us commentators have been saying. So this is the first time we'll be seeing Cross Soul, if I am not mistaken.
I think it was played in the previous match.
Yeah, previous match.
Very, very long time ago now. It felt like a couple of years since that match has happened. But this is going to be another fairly short one, all things considered. So we are going to be seeing China switching out the players once again. The back and forth happening.
Well, if there's anything that is going for Malaysia, at least on this pick, they are capable of doing breakpoints on the Rice picks.
Absolutely. This one could really go either way. And it's all going to come down to, who chokes where. Where did the accuracy drops come in? Where did the misses come in for either team? And early on, it's looking like, Neo finding a very early break.
And here's some virtually a delay section. Neo kind of struggling on that Grace Core Jack. And Ching does trade one of those misses, but still advantage in China on the Chinese side.
Yeah, accuracy in favor of China due to the accuracy from Neo dropping down below 99% temporarily, but it does look like he's building that back up pretty quickly. Chiwi and Turks trade basically even, both with the full combos, both with 99.4.
The virtual 1v1s we're having in this match, like, kind of deciding really who is going to be in the lead in any of these picks.
But here we go. Neo is now back above 99%. So now this lead is going to start getting smaller over time.
But we are about to enter again yet another of these these basically chord stream leading into delays. And you want Neo to basically continue increasing the accuracy throughout, and Ching getting a miss. And two consecutive misses, Neo trades one of them, so the lead goes back to the Chinese side, but there's still quite a lot of map remaining.
That was a fairly messy miss from Neo as well, down to low 990s, but Ching Chi Ding finding another miss, and now Chiwi is really starting to pull ahead in accuracy over Turks. 99.6.
Getting yet another drop. Neo trading one of them, but Chiwi's lead in the accuracy department is showing up. Even with that miss, Malaysia should be able to maintain this lead.
Oh, another miss! That gives it right back to China. Neo missed as well. There is no combos on the side of Malaysia. Turks is still holding on to this full combo. And Ching Chi Ding is above 400 as well. This is looking like it's going in China's favor, but Ching Chi Ding finds a miss. I don't think that's enough for Malaysia.
Needs breakdown from Turks. Oh, Kiwi. Oh no. Oh man, that's unfortunate.
I think Chiwi's score did go through, but I don't think it mattered either way. China didn't find any trip-ups towards the end of that map. So even if Chiwi managed to combo the rest of it, Turks' full combo still should have won out in the end. It is going to be China winning. Looking at the MP link, it's looking like 3,600 points in the lead. China did win that one.
Oh, that's super close. Like, I could just imagine the heart attack we would have had in the commentary booth if we saw how that 3,600 combo and 3,600 points advantage that China had, because like China was well ahead going into the final section before that issue about internet.
So back and forth there, and that was China's pick as well. So we can see these rice maps may very well be dead even between these two countries, and that's why they've kind of been left for last, I guess. Malaysia still do have one thing up their sleeve though. It's going to be glorious.
The second of the OSU originals, specially composed for this Oceania 7K World Cup in this match, and this is the first time this gets picked on stream. So okay, hybrid. This is actually one of the more straightforward charts in the pool. So if there's anything Malaysia needs, it's something straightforward.
And they did do very well on the first hybrid pick that we saw, the only other hybrid pick that we saw. So if that manages to kind of transfer over a little bit into this one, be interesting to see how that goes. Another interesting point as well is that, you know, China have had this LN team, Rice team. What do they exactly go for when we kind of mix the two up a little bit? It's looking like
Turk Satori?
Turk Satori, perhaps. Yeah, Satori in the chat, they're looking like they're going to be switching in.
Turk Satori is a duo that reminds me of what last year's World Cup.
Yeah, definitely. That was one of the duos last year for sure from the Chinese team. But kind of makes sense, you know, Turks after showing off an FC like that. Definitely in form for today's match.
Well, if you're in chat right now just spectating, I mean, I'm pretty sure the past practically 2 hours, more than 2 hours now, have been quite a roller coaster. Just reminding everyone to stay hydrated.
Yeah, remember to eat.
Maybe
well.
get a snack.
Yeah, remember to eat. Remember to drink.
Maybe stretch as well. Just stand around while we're waiting for this break in action to end.
But here we go. This is a tense one. This is a really, really important map for Malaysia in particular. They don't want to let China run away with the lead right now. Momentum definitely in favor of China. Past 3 maps they've won in a row. But now, this is Malaysia's chance to take it back up to even, to force this 5-5 tie.
Well, here we go with Glorious. Will any of these teams find any glory in this pick? Malaysia going to be bidding to get the match tied up again with virtual best of 3. China bidding to get that match point and basically guarantee the tiebreaker at some point if it happens.
Very early accuracy lead here for Malaysia. Both of the Malaysian players holding extremely highly above 99.7.
The Satori getting a drop, Neo immediately trading, but Malaysia does have the lead. Neo unfortunately getting a drop, but Kiwi, by way of Kiwi, pretty much the lead stays in Malaysia's end, but China is starting to pull that lead towards their side.
And Neo's recovering the accuracy, so should be able to match with Turks and Satori pretty soon, and Turks finds a miss right there, so only full combo left is on Chiwi's side. That is going to keep it in Malaysia's favor for now.
Like, not much action on those mini jacks with the LN release section. Like no one really getting phased. Here we go. So these stairs, everyone doing very well. Neo unfortunately getting a drop.
And now this is getting close to Satori. Trading it there just before China was able to take that lead back, and now Turks finding a miss as well. This is now going to start being in favor of Malaysia. Turks missing again. Neo trading it. And that was actually a really big accuracy drop from Neo. Now China are actually in this in terms of the accuracy, but Chiwi is still so far ahead of everyone else.
And so, Chiwi unfortunately does drop it. It's a pretty sizable accuracy drop as well. But they should be able to recover that combo immediately, especially with Satori trading that miss. So the lead basically stays in the Malaysian side for now.
But it's not by much. This is definitely still winnable from China, but Satori finding a couple of misses now. And now Malaysia all of a sudden back in the driver's seat. They're going to start bringing up their lead even further.
Well, they need to hold on. Turks and Neo trading a few misses. Kiwi trying to keep that lead on their end. Just a few more notes. Just a few more.
No, I can confirm. Okay. Chiwi did finish the map.
Chiwi submitted.
Chiwi submitted. Malaysia won by 19,700 points. So this was a win for Malaysia. Looking at the MP link, 977k was the score from Chiwi.
Scoreline is 5-5. Malaysia doing just enough to maintain the lead on their end. Obviously, Kiwi doing quite a lot of legwork. Neo keeping up very well.
I think this is probably the classic thing that happens with the client when a player leaves the lobby too soon, basically, after the map is over.
Yeah.
So I think this is not really like a connection issue, more of just Chiwi's kind of leaving the lobby and rejoining right after the map.
Now it will be China's pick, and I presume it will be their final pick.
Just making sure that everyone's up to date. That score at the top is not correct. It is currently 5-5. So they're both even. Both teams are guaranteed one pick left, and all the picks are rice. There are 3 rice picks left, which is very scary for both of these teams.
Okay, the ultimate battle, pretty straightforward, but straightforward is risky. Freedom Dive, core stream pick. Malaysia won Sentimental Surge, yes, the denser core stream. But since this is the faster core stream, and we have to remember, China won Rice 1, which is a speed pick. So I guess 50-50 for Freedom Dive. China's safest pick might be I'm kidding. Oh, never mind.
They're going with Freedom Dive with. So here's the theory, right? Malaysia wins Sentimental Surge, China wins the speed pick. If Freedom Dive is somewhere in the middle, that means the teams will tie.
What? It would be quite a moment if they actually tie it.
That would be the most insane moment if they manage to tie. But I think, yeah, you're right. This is going to be extremely close. This is going to come down to individual misses, individual accuracy drops throughout this map. It's not very long as well, only 2 minutes long.
Well, if there's anything though, that density really picks up at the end, so everybody should be able to brace for that in this match. Like among these 4 players, Turks and cheating, their China's Rice duo pretty much set up already. And here we go with Freedom Dive, just 11.11 BPM slower than the original arrangement.
So here we go. These last two picks are going to be so important if any of these teams wants to avoid a tiebreaker. So here we go. This is China's pick. This is where Malaysia are going to want to break the point.
Here we go. This guitar riff section just being dumped with these stairs in the chord jacks. I'm trying to build up that tension.
Accuracy lead right now for Malaysia. Both above 99.7. Turks struggling a little bit in the accuracy compared to the other players, but he is building that accuracy back really fast, already up to 99.5 now. And Neo finds the first drop.
Turks might be training, but
I think that may have been a client miss.
Might be a fake miss.
Yeah, the timing of that is a little bit suspicious. I assume that is going to be a client miss until proven otherwise. Qingqi, okay. I don't know which misses are real, which misses are not real. Let's just wait
to see in a few moments.
I assume they were both fake.
Yeah,
Qingqi Ding is fake. Turks was real though. No, never mind.
Never mind.
This is 2 full combos for China, 1 full combo for Malaysia, and China are in a very small lead. But Chiwi's accuracy, that's enough to pull it over to their side, and now Turks gets a real miss.
Well, so far so good for Malaysia here. Neo finding yet another miss though, but by the power of Chiwi.
The accuracy. Neo is beating Turks, and Chiwi is beating Qingqi Ding. This is the accuracy win for Malaysia so far, but the combo is very close. I think Malaysia's actually missed one more time than China has so far, so China are still hot on the heels of Malaysia.
We have to note the final quarter of this chart gets a tad bit more intense in patterning. Well, Chiwi and be able to hold on. Neo finding yet another drop, and that gives China the lead.
It's a very small lead though. The accuracy advantage still looking like it's in favor of Malaysia just by a little bit. But if China manages to hold on to this combo, they'll be able to take it. 1 section left of the map.
Well,
and it's
going Malaysia really pulling. Qingqi Ding getting a few drops. Neo trading though.
It's going back and forth. Qingqi Ding finding another miss, and the accuracy drop might be enough. Qingqi Ding misses again, and now the trade's coming in, favoring Malaysia just by a little bit at the end. And it's going to be Chiwi with the full. I did not want to mention Chiwi's combo. What? Oh my. What? 1-200-992, and we
what?
Yeah.
Chiwi, just reminding, this is the Oceania 7K World Cup.
Yeah, that's a Chiwi score right there, and that's another break point actually as well. Malaysia now, they're on the edge. They're on the edge of winning the match. It's 6-5 right now, and they get the next pick. That is really important. Although that said, I'm not even sure if having the next pick is that much of an advantage, because the choices are I'm kidding and the ultimate battle.
Okay, either you the cutest background and the cursed background. You audience, please guess what I mean. They went for the cutest background.
Okay, it's the ultimate battle being picked here, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't even think China would have necessarily chosen the other map anyway. This is one that could absolutely go either way, and it's do or die for China right now. They have to win this if they want to secure a tiebreaker. But Malaysia probably do not want to go to tiebreaker at all. So this is going to be where they want to end the match. But it all comes down to this.
Well, if there's anything though, me as a spectator, I want to see a tiebreaker. I think any of these players, I'm pretty sure Malaysia doesn't want to see tiebreaker. Maybe even China doesn't want to see the tiebreaker. But I want to see the tiebreaker. I'm pretty sure you want to see it as well.
I want to see the tiebreaker. I think everyone watching this probably wants to see a tiebreaker some point or later, but I mean, as you said, Malaysia definitely do not want to see a tiebreaker. But China are going to do their best to make it happen, and here it is, the last regular pick of the match.
And it's a pretty long pick as well. Talking at 3 minutes 27, Neo and Turks immediately trading.
Pretty much on the exact same note there, dropping down the same amount of accuracy as well. So it's going to be a little bit of an advantage for Malaysia off the back of Chiwi's accuracy. Who would have guessed it?
Oh man. The client just freezes as the tension keeps on building up. But
yeah, we're going to be left hanging here for a little bit, but here we go.
Malaysia does appear that they have a bigger advantage coming off that. Anyways, Neo and Kiwi not really phased by these mini jacks. So Kiwi, I saw at 200 right there. Ching and Turks also holding on very well.
Yeah, the lead is now starting to flicker back and forth. Neo is holding 99.1 right now, but China's accuracies are slowly rising up over time. And they're trying to take that lead back in the accuracy department.
And Chiwi, oh no!
That is going to be Chiwi missing now. That's going to be both players on Malaysia missing. Ching Ding with the only full combo left, but there it goes.
Well.
And we're back.
No more full combos left.
Back in Malaysia's favor now. Malaysia with a 1 miss advantage. The accuracies between the two teams very close together. Ching Ding finding another miss.
So far, so good here for Malaysia.
Now it's going to be, it's Neo and Ching Ding tying in the accuracy, but Chiwi well ahead of Turks right now as far as the accuracy goes. And the combo is looking in favor of Malaysia now as well right now. Halfway through the map, and it's looking like about 25,000 points of an advantage towards Malaysia.
Yeah, that's a super large advantage. Like, we haven't seen... Well, there you go. We kind of... Well, the bar kind of adjusted there for a sec, but the lead is still the same. Kiwi and Neo doing well enough to keep themselves well ahead of China, trying to deny the tiebreaker.
Yeah, and this lead is actually a lot smaller than it was just before. These accuracies from China are definitely starting to creep up. They're contesting the accuracies. But if they want to come back, they're going to have to rely on Malaysia missing at some point. There goes Neo. Ching Ding trades
Neo
it.
as well.
So overall, still working out okay for Malaysia. They're still going to stay in the lead. Chiwi is unfazed.
Yeah, these core jacks are basically accuracy bait for... Basically, just accuracy food for Chiwi. Though unfortunately, Ching Ding and Chiwi do trade misses practically at the same note. Neo getting 2 consecutive drops. That lead might be shrinking, but Ching Ding trades a few of them.
It's shrinking over time. Neo finds another miss. The only one holding on right now is Turks. Neo finding a few more, and now this lead is starting to get really close, but the accuracy lead is still in favor of Malaysia. And it's Chiwi in the lead, once again, 99.58, above everyone else in the lobby, and it looks like it might be enough to secure the win. No one missing on the last pans. That is going to be Malaysia securing it by 3,000 points just at the end, or 5,000 points, that is.
Malaysia, wow, they just advanced it tomorrow. Not yet to the grand finals weekend.
Yeah, that is going to be Malaysia denying the tiebreaker opportunity from China. It's going to end as a 7-5 match, extremely close between these two teams. But unfortunately for China, they are going to be eliminated. They're going to finish top 6, tied 5th place. And Malaysia now guaranteed top 4, but they still have to play one more match tomorrow if they want to guarantee that podium position.
And the potential opponents that they have are pretty cracked as well. You have USA and Japan, which will be happening tomorrow, tomorrow in our time zones. But anyways, there you go, the state of the bracket. Obviously, spoiler alerts to those who weren't watching since the start of the stream. Team Philippines winning and booking the ticket to the grand finals. Malaysia booked their ticket to tomorrow, waiting for their opponents, which will be coming from US. Either US or Japan, which is a BMS versus BMS. Rice versus Rice match.
Yeah, we have some really hype matches coming up. There's 2 more of this bracket coming up this weekend until the top 3 is finally locked in and decided for the podium next week. But until then, I'm sure a couple of you caught a glimpse of this screen here. There is going to be, in 41 minutes, a little bit of an exciting match, red versus blue, a little bit of a show match.
Yeah, and the players in those teams, I have the team list on my end, but I'm going to wait until they're going to show the team list on stream before I mention who they are. But
yeah, I have no idea
but
who they are.
Tradition basically like eliminate. Basically, the players are coming from the eliminated teams from the previous weeks, so you might be seeing quite a number of familiar names.
Gonna be interesting to see how that one turns out, and of course that's gonna be in 40 minutes, so don't go anywhere. But we do have 40 minutes of break, so after almost two and a half hours of non-stop action, have a little bit of a break, go get something to eat, go have a drink, and we will be seeing you back very shortly.